Floyd outdoing him. He always been.
I'm telling you, this version of Tank is gonna be dangerous, bruh. If you know about boxing, come on, it is GervontaDavis.
His jokes prior to his fight against Lamont Roach. After the fight, look how many were waiting.
GervontaDavis went off on Floyd Mayweather after finding out that he's now training Lamont Roach. Davis said Floyd always puts him in situations where he can't win either way. The results of Floyd's coaching are obvious. Roach now moves sharply, throws clean combinations.
You almost hit you. I see that. Help me. I know where something gonna go. I go that way for a reason. Who's this gonna be on? Who's me out?
Since the beginning of his career, Davis has dealt with manipulation and favoritism from Floyd. What once looked like guidance slowly turned into control. People close to them noticed how Floyd would often keep Davis from gaining independence. Instead of letting him grow his own name, Mayweather seemed to shape him into a version of himself, while keeping him in the background.
Adrian had the weigh-in. So from his weigh-in, they meet us at the food spot. So from there, we go to the gym. So remind you, they already got this set up. Floyd already got it set up. He already posted on Instagram. It probably was like 100 people in there, and he turned the heat up. That's what Floyd do. He turned the heat up in the gym while you in there. So he turned the heat up. Boom. We spar, but while we sparring, Floyd is in the ring. Like every time I'm punching, Floyd like grab my hand, like yank it back. Where so I can't even punch Devin. So it was times that like I catch Devin, boom, or I'm about to swing and Floyd like yank my hand back, or he'll push me to the ropes. Like he was actually like touching me while we was sparring. Like
why?
He was, cause it was like Devin was his guy, cause Devin was training at his gym at the time. So, and he was training with his father. So, Devin was on. Floyd was on Devin's side.
Sounds
so
like
that's
a conspiracy to me.
Yeah, but later down the line, probably about like a couple months. No, this was recently. Not recently, but probably like 2 years ago. I asked Devin to like come to like spar me. He was like, "No, I ain't no sparring partner." I had somebody hit him up that was close.
Time went on, Davis began to see the relationship as less of a partnership and more like a controlled environment. He realized Floyd always made sure he was at the center of every decision, keeping the upper hand. Whether it was choosing opponents or managing media, everything felt carefully designed to keep Davis dependent. That realization...
First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. Why the say Terrence Crawford should fight? Finna be there. It don't make no fucking sense. You don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Is there like a...
The last question I got right there.
Is there like a love-hate fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest, but he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And he cause I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this.
Davis hasn't stayed quiet when it comes to Floyd's lack of support for others. He believes Mayweather's ego won't let him celebrate anyone else's success. Davis feels this was a big reason why Floyd didn't back the rematch with Roach. He was more worried about losing the spotlight to someone he once mentored than helping Davis do what...
So I don't want Tank to necessarily leave Mayweather. I think he's in this position because of everything that Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe have done for him. So I do want him to do what he is saying. Take control of your career. Say that you want Shakur and actually fight Shakur. Say that you want Devin and actually fight Devin. Fight these guys. Don't keep making new names. Like, you gave Barrios a chance. You gave Isaac a chance. Like, you know, Gamboa. Like, those aren't the fights that we want.
The split between Davis and Mayweather Promotions wasn't silent. It was loud and chaotic. Public arguments, subtle shots in interviews, and disagreements over control became the norm. Davis wanted more freedom and honesty, while Floyd didn't want to let go of control. The messy breakup showed how deep their problems were and proved to many fans.
When Floyd left Bob Arum, it's good for them to do it and become their own boss. And then if another guy does it, it's not good for the sport. He's disloyal. And what's wrong with Tank saying he want to be his own boss? And honestly, I've been there. The relationship between them two is very toxic. It's a toxic relationship. It's up and down and up and down. And I'm not gonna elaborate to everything that I know, but it's a very toxic relationship. And that's why when I tweet stuff, I don't tweet often, but when I tweet, I may fire off 50 tweets in the day. And that's why when I tweeted certain things about the relationship, Tank retweeted it because he knows. Like, I'm not just gonna say what it is. It's a very toxic relationship. It's back and forth. And I think it will serve him best to go and be his own boss.
There's been tension for a long time. Disagreements over opponents, clashing training views, and more. Floyd often questioned Davis's choices, including the decision to rematch Roach. But now Davis's hard training is surprising even those who doubted him, including Floyd. Davis knows the pressure is higher than ever. One more loss could hurt his reputation.
So the Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch is being targeted for June 21st in Las Vegas. Now, it's good that they're running it back without wasting any time because Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. I mean, I thought he outboxed Tank the last time around. He came up a division as a gigantic 10-1 underdog. And he was the one on the front foot, landing his jab, the body shots, the combinations, throwing a lot more volume. I had it 7-5 Roach, and the no knockdown in round 9 was the reason it was a draw. If that knockdown was scored, that would have been a decision for Roach. But with all that being said, I do like Tank a lot more in the rematch. I thought he fought way too much on the back foot in the first fight, especially the first few rounds. He would land 1 or 2 punches per round. But as he started becoming the aggressor in the later rounds, he kept landing a lot more left hands and body shots. So Tank just needs to make this a dogfight, get into more exchanges, and that's where he'll land a lot more punches on Roach. When he's sitting on the back foot waiting for a counter, that's where Roach is comfortable and winning most of the rounds. So if Tank can fight the same way he did against Ryan Garcia, rounds 3 to 7, against Mario Barrios in the later rounds, or Frank Martin rounds 4 to 8, if he's the one on the front foot, then I do think he'll stop Roach in the rematch.
Excitement around the rematch is at an all-time high. Fans and analysts alike are watching closely to see how both fighters adjust in the second bout. The first fight left too many doubts. With Las Vegas likely hosting this time, many believe the rematch will...
You got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? That is it. Lamont, please say that in the second fight. Any questions? You got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? Like, don't hey, you got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? Like, hey, bruh, be on that. Because here's the thing. He never hurt Roach. Roach just waited. And Roach was squared up and turned sideways. And I'm like, oh my God. I didn't think he had that. He was like... I'm like, oh my, and then he just sitting there like, you can't, I know what you're gonna do because I've trained with you since we were kids. Tarver beat Roy, but he knew Roy since amateurs. Roy said he never liked fighting sparring partners because they know you so well. I should have listened to Roy.
In their first fight, Roach stunned people by taking Davis to the edge. It wasn't just close, it was eye-opening. Roach exposed flaws in Davis's defense and made people wonder if Davis was growing or fading. Now the rematch means more than just winning. It's a statement. Davis has to dominate to rebuild trust, and Roach has the chance to step...
Shout out to my man Lamont.
All right, so you sparred Lamont Roach in preparation for his bout with Gervonta Davis. First, what did you think of the fight?
What did I think of the fight? It's a little different for me because it's definitely a point of bias there.
Wait, let me put out a disclaimer. He's from Baltimore.
Definitely, I mean, East Baltimore all day. But I'm looking at it from a point of bias because his dad, Ben Johnson Sr. and all them guys that was down there, the coaches Tim and everything like that, they all good people. So I got to know them on a more personal level. And then I got to see like how hard a world champion works. And not only that, to see how he treated his people. So I was going going for him just off of personality alone, but everything else, he made me believe in Kent for real. Because me and him might have similar personalities. You know what I mean? As far as the ring, you know what I mean? So everything we was ready for, like talking shit and everything like that, because that was coming from me, you know what I'm saying? Me and Lamont, so everything was just everything for real. I think he should have won too, you know what I'm saying? But actually when I was there, I thought they actually was gonna like rob him, you know what I mean? But you can't, you know what I mean? You can't deceive the people that's there for what they saying for real.
So you felt like he should have got the nod in the decision?
Especially with all the other controversy too, it should have been overturned, but we know how boxing works, but nah, I mean, we running it back for a reason, you know what I'm saying?
Did that teach you a lot?
Davis's camp hasn't underestimated Roach. His trainer has openly praised Roach's high ring IQ and toughness. Still, they're confident that Davis only needs a few adjustments to deliver a clearer win. They think the first fight was close, because of execution mistakes, not because Roach was better. This time they're aiming to leave no doubt.
Surprised by Roach and Tank. What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight?
It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise. Roach can fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, they don't exist. There's fighters out there that can rumble. They just got to get the opportunity. You know?
What's the difference makers coming into this fight?
The first fight, I thought, everybody thought the little one. We just got to turn, hit the gears a little harder. We ain't really got to change too much. Just got to put the icing on the cake, Put the icing on the cake this time, that's all. He did enough to win the last fight, but we was in somebody else's territory,
This time around, being in Florida, do you feel like it's a mutual zone?
Yeah. It's more of an even playing field in Florida.
Okay. Do you feel like he needs a stoppage to win the fight due to what happened the first time?
Not necessarily a stoppage. A stoppage is good, but not necessarily. You just gotta.
According to Teofimo Lopez, Davis felt professionally isolated after the fight. Many in the boxing world pulled away, especially as criticism grew. People who once hyped Davis were now doubting him. That shift in support was tough for him, and
I know a lot of people, look what they did with Gervonta too. I want everybody, all these young fighters that are listening to this, and you could clip this. It's a short part right here.
I got you.
To Ryan could clip this right here. So all you young fighters, look at the amount of love they were giving and sharing to Gervonta Tank Davis prior to the fight. Look at what all the reporters were doing prior to the fight. Look how they were all laughing at all his jokes prior to his fight against Lamont Roach. After the fight, look how many were waiting to down this man. Down him. See, I'm gonna talk my smack with Tank, but that's because I want to fight him. That's me. I can say that. But I just want all you young fighters to really look about it. They don't care about us.
Yeah.
They won't ever care about us. When you winning, they gonna be there. But they waiting for any moment to slip up. Just a man, even a draw. Look how much hate he got out of it.
Yeah, not to get deep, but it's a part of our psychology. We have to learn how to care about other people. You know what I mean?
During the first fight, Davis was mentally and physically drained. He admitted he wasn't focused, and even his health wasn't where it needed to be. He even thought about going to therapy or taking a break from boxing. Fighting in that condition added extra pressure that fans couldn't see. Now the rematch gives him a shot to fight.
He wants to do therapy. He wants to do real estate. They want to say he wasn't all in because him and Roach are friends. And he's going to be focused for the second fight. A lot of excuses. They want to say it's because of the braids, the oil getting in his eye. Whatever. This is what really happened. And I just now came to this conclusion because I've been making some other videos for Patreon, but Lamont Roach posted a video recently on...
Roach came into the first fight with a smart plan. He targeted Davis's slow reactions and his poor conditioning in the later rounds. Those weaknesses weren't random. They were part of Roach's strategy. His success exposed real concerns about Davis's ability to keep up over time. Now this second fight will show whether...
I don't know if Lamont Roach exposed weaknesses of Tank Davis. It very much reminds me of Rolly Romero versus Ryan Garcia. What Roach did, Rolly was doing the same thing. He ended up implementing it better against Ryan Garcia. Tank was having huge issues, and that's the Black Two Sugars. Watch me call that fight. I started laughing. I couldn't believe it because all he was patient with good power. All Roach was patient. He stayed focused. That's why him drinking and partying and shit is messing with me, because he beat him here. He stayed so damn focused. And he knew when Tank was going to punch. He knew when not to punch. And when he countered Tank, he rocked Tank. Tank got rocked at least twice that fight.
Some boxing experts say Davis's slip-up wasn't all Roach's doing. They claim something got in Davis's eyes during the fight, which messed with his balance and vision. That moment changed how people saw the fight, making Roach look stronger than he might have actually been. With that in mind, Davis is now preparing with full focus, physically and mentally.
People keep saying like Lamont dang near like beat Tank like clean. Like basically like we seen it like, yeah, he did Tank that one, but like Tank was limping out the ring. Bro, he didn't even get over on Tank for real. Y'all only saying that because Tank took the knee. And when Tank took the knee, it wasn't how like Ryan Garcia was when he took the knee once Tank went to his body. It was like, dang, like I'm taking him to get right back up. Can you do that in boxing? No. But y'all can't say that basically that, oh yeah, he won because of the knee. That shows that people just want to see Tank lose, bruh. Y'all betting y'all money on basically Tank losing because of that knee. Yes, it was a good fight. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. Lamont was defending himself like he's skilled. But bro, he ain't walk all over Tank. Tank, bro, if y'all go back and watch the highlights, I just watched the highlights last night.